Let me just check on my phone if we are live.
I believe we are live. Let's see. What are the comments we have here? So it's changing the game. I hope we get X402 updated soon. Yes, I know. There is an upcoming PR that is submitted to the X402 repo. I believe we're live.
Yeah, I think we're live. I can see the comments,
Let's
so
see.
I think we should be good.
Okay, how many do we see people?
Yeah.
Okay, I see 7 viewers. I guess if you're a viewer and you're in chat, please type 1. And you can hear me, I hope. I think there's a slight delay, so let's wait a bit. Okay, I'm gonna wait for another minute and then we're gonna start.
In the meanwhile, I guess we can just share some context on the All Out Hackathon.
Yeah, feel free.
So I think this is the intro to Walrus workshop, right?
Yep.
Okay, nice. But yeah, so for the viewers, we are going to be doing a bunch of these workshops. I think 3 of them are scheduled for now. I think they're on a weekly cadence, if I'm not wrong. Everything is leading up to the All Out Hackathon, which is a Walrus online hackathon. It'll be open to global participants. I think I'm not sure if we've announced the prizes for it, but rest assured, there are a lot of there's a lot of prize money behind the Walrus Hackathon as well. And yeah, I think I see comments now, so we should be good. See.
Yep. Hello, hackers. I'm going to. Yep. All right. Let's get started then. Hello, everyone. My name is Z. I'm a developer relations engineer at Miston Lab. So today we're going to cover some of the introductory topics for Walrus. So, what is Walrus? Why is it called Walrus? Well, as you know, Walrus is a marine mammal that looks like a blob, and Walrus itself is a decentralized blob storage. So, let's go to the next slide. So today's agenda is we'll be covering what is Walrus, what is this decentralized blob storage about, and how to use Walrus, Walrus sites, and the next steps. So Walrus is the next generation decentralized blob storage built on top of Sui. So think about S3 buckets and Azure blob storage, but decentralized. So why should we care about decentralized storage? The obvious use case for decentralized storage is for storing sensitive or controversial content that might be censored or removed by centralized platforms. So you can use Walrus for storing encrypted personal or sensitive data without relying on a central authority. So today, if you use Instagram, if you use TikTok, they're basically monetizing your data, your content, without your consent, without them sharing any revenue to you, unless you're a big content creator, right? In the case of NFTs, you can store static content assets and your GIFs. You can also use Walrus to host content without interacting with the centralized platform and make your content truly immutable. You can use Walrus to also store funny cat videos and truly enshrine your favorite feline companion. You can even host a decentralized website on Walrus, which we will talk a little bit about that later. So what makes Walrus different from other decentralized storage systems? Walrus uses a novel erasure coding scheme that dramatically reduces the replication factor. The aggregator publisher layer of Walrus allows Web 2-like performance when it comes to storage and retrieval. Walrus is built onto Sui, so all the payment and granular storage management are fully programmable with Sui's smart contract language Move, which enables you to delete a blob or free up which allows you to delete a blob to free up future storage claims. So this aspect enables you to build a secondary market, which allows users to buy and sell storage claims. So how do you use Walrus? This is a simplified version of how Walrus works in practice as a decentralized storage system. It mainly serves two functions: storing blobs and retrieving blobs. For the hackathon, the easiest way to get started for you is to just use the publisher aggregator layer. So a publisher allows you to upload file, and the aggregator allows you to download file. So they're an indirection layer for you to interact with the network. You could interact with them via an HTTP interface or a browser. So for testnet, this layer here is completely free. So the publisher and aggregator are completely free. For mainnet, you would need to have an account with some established publishers and aggregators, and they will charge you a small fee in fiat or in whatever currency that they specify for writing and reading blobs through them. So these interfaces provide you a streamlined Web 2 user experience at a small cost. So if you really want a fast read, you could even use a cache or a CDN for your blobs. So let's see how it works in practice. So I'll show you guys how it works. So let's see here if I can share things differently here. I'm going to share my other screen here. I'm going to share my entire screen. Can you guys see this? Okay, I think you guys can. So the first thing to do is to actually go to the docs website, right? docs.wall.app. And you can find this HTTP API documentation here. This is basically the aggregator and publisher users. So I'm going to just copy this command here. This sets the environment variable for the testnet aggregator and the testnet publisher. So here, I've already configured it. Then we can go back to our thing here. So to actually upload a file, you just need to copy this command and then modify the upload file here with your file that you want to upload. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this. And I think for this directory, I have a file called encryptfile.sh. So this is just a shell script that I wanted to upload, and I'm going to, so now this is uploading to the publisher. Let's wait a bit, and there it is. So we have the result here. You can see this is called newly created. So this is a new blob, and we also get the blob ID here, which is this particular ID here. I'm going to go to our Walrus Explorer to show you guys. We go to Walrus scan. And go here. Sometimes this takes a while. Let's see here. Hopefully we'll see this soon. Oh, this is also on mainnet. So let's go to testnet. Okay, so we see this blob here. And as you can see, a minute ago, this was newly created. So now this file has been stored on the Walrus network. And to retrieve it, it's equally easy. You basically go to the read section here. And I'm just going to copy this here. And then we're going to basically download this into our file directory here. Paste this. So we know that our previous file's ID here is this. I'm going to basically download this. And we're going to just diff this file here, right? Download from this and then. So as you see here, there's no difference here between the two files. So that's kind of the easiest way for you to interact with Walrus. You don't need to create a wallet. You don't even need to download a CLI here. So let's go to the next way to interact with Walrus. Let me share my screen again. Okay, now we're back. Let's go to the next one. I guess we demoed this already. So another way to store and read blobs is essentially using the Walrus CLI client. So to do that, we first need to install Walrus CLI. And the easiest way to install that is through SUI-up. So I'm going to also show you guys what that is, and then we can go from there. So once we install the Walrus CLI, we're going to configure that, and then I think I'm going to share my screen here again so you guys can see what I am seeing. So I'm here. I'm going to go to our SUI-up page. Oh, yeah, right. So to set up SUI-up, you basically go to mistonlab/SUI-up and then follow the instructions here. So pretty much covers all the major platform. You can just set up from script, from cargo. I'm not going to kind of download this thing here, but I'll show you guys how you guys can basically use that. So let's see. Go to my entire screen here. You guys can see. So SUI-up here I have SUI-up. It requires a sub command, and then the first thing that we want to do is to actually set up the SUI client. So SUI-up update SUI, and I'm already up to date, right? So the next thing to do is update our Walrus client. Actually, I think probably just do install Walrus. This is how you would install the Walrus CLI. I have already installed that as well. So to operate Walrus CLI, you will need SUI configured, and you will also need wall token. So the first thing we want to check is to make sure if we have enough tokens here. SUI client balance, that's how you check. So we have 100 SUI testnet tokens and some Walrus testnet tokens here. So I might need a little bit more. So I'm going to show you guys how to get that as well. So let's do get wall. This is how you get the Walrus token. You're exchanging basically SUI tokens for Walrus tokens. So I'm going to do that. And then let's check our balance again. And now you see I have a little bit more Walrus token now. So to actually store and retrieve files with Walrus CLI, the way to do that is actually pretty simple. So you can kind of follow through all the CLI commands here just by itself. So the thing to do that is to store, you just do Walrus store, right? And we're going to use an example here. So let's do Walrus store. See if we have any epochs one. And then let's see what are some of the files available to us that are smaller to install here. Sorry, smaller to upload. I believe sample.txt is a good one. And we're going to use upload relay. So we're going to cover that. actually, we're not going to use upload relay. We can cover that a little bit later. So basically, this is how you do that. You just type the Walrus store epochs and then the file here. I believe this will work. So the series CLI is basically essentially encoding this file into the REST stuff 2 encoding, and then it's going to upload it to the network. So this is interacting directly with the storage nodes. So as you can see here, I have a blob ID as well, and we can also check this against our Walrus scan explorer here. I'm going to paste this here. Takes a bit, and there it is. So this is a file that we newly uploaded. And to retrieve that, it's also pretty easy. So we can do walrus read and then paste with the blob ID. Whoops. From CLI. So I'm going to read this file directly from.
I think the stream is showing up in portrait mode. Can you check on your end if you're able to change it to landscape mode?
To portrait mode. For what? For the.
If you click on the top right where you see the SWE logo with YouTube.
Yeah.
And click on edit. Here, I think, yeah, on orientation, are you able to change it to landscape? No.
Orientation. No, I don't think I'm able to do that.
Okay, never mind. I think we can continue for now.
Aspect ratio is in portrait mode.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Well, let's go through this part. I think I'm almost done with this part, so we can kind of probably fix that in a bit. So now we also have this file download from CLI. We're going to diff this with our sample text. So you also see there's no difference here between these two files. So this kind of finish our retrieval and storage the main two functions for Walrus, right? I'm going to stop sharing here. Can we check to see if it's still in portrait mode? Let's see. I thought it's streaming both in landscape and portrait, but anyways,
I can't tell either because I'm trying to stream it on YouTube on my end as well, and it's showing up in portrait mode for me. But for some people, it is showing up fine, so I'm not really sure what's happening.
Okay. So we talked a little bit about upload relay. So we covered this Walrus CLI part. You need SWE CLI configure. You need wall token. The configuration is kind of in this link here. You can also find this at docs.walrus.docs.wall.app. This is probably the first thing that you'll need to do for Walrus. So we talked a little bit about upload relay. The recommended way is that so the thing with interacting directly with Walrus CLI is that reading and writing Walrus blobs actually require a lot of network requests. So The upload relay basically reduces the number of requests needed to write a blob, but the reads are still through the reads through the Walrus SDK still require a lot of requests. So the recommended way to deal with reads for a lot of application, for most application, I would say, is through the aggregators instead of directly through the CLI or the SDK, which we'll also talk a little bit about later. So it's important to note that the main difference between a publisher and an upload relay is that an upload relay is assuming that the users have a Sui wallet, whereas a publisher is not. So let's see how it works with one of the example app that we have kind of used here. Let's go to, I'm going to share that part as well. Let me share my screen here. So this is the Walrus SDK example app. This is, you can find it at relay.wall.app. Amog, if you can kind of put down a banner or create a new banner and show to people, it's just relay.wall.app. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to upload the file that we have uploaded before. So I believe it's this one, right? Sample.txt. So it's calculating metadata. I'm going to also show you guys the how it's actually doing, right? It's just calling one network request instead of 2,000 some of them. So I'm going to register this file. And I'm going to is it possible to approve this? Yes, I'm going to approve this one, but I think I also need to share again. And then we're going to hit upload to network here. As you can see, this is only one request here, going to upload-relay.testnet.walrus.space. This should be pretty quick. In the meanwhile, any questions we have so far? Moke? No questions. Then I'm going to hit the certify upload here. I'm going to approve this transaction here. I'm not sure if you guys can see this though. Let me just cancel this one. I guess I have rejected the transaction, therefore everything failed here. So I'm going to redo that here again. Let me just share my entire screen here. So we need to refresh this again. Choose file. And you can see I'm just signing these two transactions here. One is registering the blob, but the other one is the certified transaction. So I'm going to upload it here. As you guys can see here, this is the same thing. So let's talk about why you would use upload relay over the publisher. So one thing we talked about before is that publisher is for people that don't have a wallet, and upload relay is for people that do. And another thing is that there is a limit currently for the public publisher, And so if you are uploading files that's larger than 10 megabytes on the public publisher, it doesn't work. But for the relay, the limit there is much larger at 1 gigabyte. So you can always run your own version of the publisher and extend that particular size limit to some very, very large amount. But for the publicly available ones, those are the two options. So now you can see here, we have also uploaded this file here. And this is the Walrus scan link here. We have uploaded this file before, right? So now that, then we can now download this file here. And if we can download this, let's see if I can download this. Okay, and then let's also do a diff on the files here. So we can do a diff sample.txt downloads the y8 something something file. So you can also see there is no difference between the file that I uploaded through the upload relay versus the one that I have locally. Okay, let's move on to the next section here. We've downloaded it, and the next section will be the TypeScript SDK. So this SDK is designed to work directly with the storage nodes, so aka reading and writing Walrus blobs with a lot of requests, or with the Walrus upload relay. So it's originally meant to be a way for you to build your own aggregator and your own publisher. So if you do want to use it in a browser, then the recommended way to write files would be through the Walrus upload relay instead of directly using the SDK, because it will make a lot of network requests. So one thing I wanted to highlight here is this Walrus file flow. So basically, if you have to upload files directly from the front end without the upload relay, this is how you do it. So let me share this thing here. So this is the Walrus SDK documentation page. So you can see that basically if you have to upload your file directly with this SDK, you can do so by going through the Walrus file flow. So here we have, there's a flow here somewhere. Yes. So client write files flows. This is the method that you would use to actually upload a file directly to the storage nodes. And there it is. So I'm going to go back to my presentation here. Other than that, it's fairly simple to use. So I'm not going to cover the TypeScript SDK. Let's talk a little bit about Walrus site. So we talked briefly about hosting a decentralized website on Walrus. So how does it work, right? Because a website is essentially made up of multiple blobs, right? So you can store all the associated HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and also content files on Walrus, and tell the browser to retrieve and render them if you have an intermediary sitting in the middle to facilitate that process. So whenever you type something like docs.wall.app, the browser will talk to this server, which is what we call a site portal server, right? So the subdomain docs is actually tied to a CNS name, and that contains the metadata for the site, and it points to all the Walrus blob IDs that make up for this website, which is called docs.wall.app. So the portal resolves the resources of the Walrus site and then sends them back to the browser. So to actually publish your own decentralized website, you will need something called Site Builder. So this is also included in SUI-UP. So I'll show you guys right now on how to use it. And the way to and the source code of it is actually here as well. So it's in Miston Labs / Walrus sites. So here it has all the necessary information that you need, plus some examples, which I'll also show you guys how to do. So let me stop sharing and share my terminal here. So let me move on to here. So first thing to do for Walrus site is to download it, right? So SUI-UP install site builder. That's how you download this. So I've already installed this, so I don't have to do anything there. But if you haven't installed it, it will just download it and then set it up in your environment. The next thing to do would be to actually launch this. We can actually try to publish this this Walrus sites first. So the thing to do there is to just call site builder deploy, and this is all you need to do. And then with the directory of this decentralized website that you're trying to publish. So I'm going to just do that. And it says it's storing resources on Walrus, and it has completed. And it gave us this site object ID, right? This is the ID where it has all the metadata that points to different different blob IDs on Walrus, right? So in order to actually view this thing, you will either need a local portal, or you would need on mainnet. It has already been done. So Wall.app, which is that portal, it only works on mainnet. Sorry. Since we're on testnet, we're going to have to self-host a portal. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to here. I'm going to examples. I believe it's actually called portal. And I go to server here. And I think I just do bun start. And it will start this local portal here. And if I click on this link here that it has linked us, I believe we will see our newly deployed Walrus site, right? So, and to make this pretty, so how does this how does this docs.wall.app get this pretty name of docs here, but also having these this domain name, this nice wall.app domain name? Well, it's because it's the portal that is hosting this is public, right? And you would need a SUINS name to actually register that. So how do you do that? I'm going to show you on testnet how to actually do that. So on testnet, this is my SUINS testnet, testnet.suins.io. I've already registered a name called Walrus Sites. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to copy my site object ID, and I'm going to set this thing here. It's called link to Walrus. I'm not sure if y'all can see this. Hopefully you guys can see this link to Walrus site, right? So you just click on this and then paste your Walrus site ID. I'm going to apply here. It's going to ask me to sign a transaction to basically associate my SUINS name to the Walrus site. So that has been done. Then all I needed to do is go back to, so all I need to do is type walrus sites.localhost.3000, right? And this local portal that we have recognizes this SUINS name association on testnet, and it just basically points back to the site that I showed you guys earlier. So this is the same thing, right? So this is how it works on mainnet. So on mainnet, you would need to buy a mainnet SUINS name. I'm going to stop sharing here. And let's see here. Let me go back to our slides here. So we have just covered how to actually deploy and view decentralized website, which is the Walrus sites. Okay, quick recap of what we went over. We went over how to store a blob, how to retrieve a blob, like multiple ways of doing that, right? We first did it with a publisher. We then did it with Walrus CLI. And then we also did it again with an upload relay. So those are the different levels of sophistication, if you would say, of uploading and retrieving a blob. So we also went over how to deploy Walrus sites, which is our decentralized websites. And we also covered a little bit about how to host this site portal, which is just cloning the Walrus sites repository and then going to the portal section and then install dependencies, and then you'll be able to launch your own local site portal. Actually, also, I just want to note that, again, on mainnet, you don't actually need to host your own site portal because the wall.app domain is already hosted, which is why docs.wall.app is also a decentralized website. So everything you see there are hosted on Walrus. So for more resources, please go to docs.wall.app or walrus.xyz. I think Amog, if you can put out the banner there, people can kind of look through all the docs there. And I believe that's everything there. In 2 days, I believe on Friday Pacific time, I will also be hosting another workshop on how to use Seal, which is decentralized secret management system that we have that will allow you to manage your encrypted blobs on Walrus more easily. And other than that, if you have any questions there, feel free to join our Discord. We have Discord for Sui, Discord for Walrus, and as well as a forum for you to ask questions there. So I think that's all I have for y'all today. So let's get the questions rolling. Okay, questions.
I don't see any questions right now. I think we can give a couple of minutes to see if people have any questions. I guess one thing is, Z, people are asking if you can share the link to the slides. Are you open to sharing it later?
Yeah, we can share that. That's not a problem. Yeah, I actually, let me just do that now.
Another question is if there's a Rust SDK.
That's a good question. So the Rust SDK is currently just embedded in the Walrus repository itself. So it's not really official. So it's being worked on right now. But actually, speaking of that, there's probably a way for you to kind of interact with pretty much any language there. So I'm going to show you that as well. 1 second. You should be able to do most of what you wanted to accomplish with the JSON API here. It basically will format the response in like a JSON format. So every time, as long as you say like, instead of Walrus store, you would say Walrus JSON store, and it will give you this JSON response here. I think there's some unofficial SDKs maintained by the community. So there's a Go SDK, there's a PHP SDK, and there's a Python SDK. So these are also things to look into. There's also Tusky, which is a more Dropbox-like service that you can that is built on top of Walrus, so you can store all your files there. Okay. Any other questions? You guys are quite quiet today. Usually we have a lot of questions for these workshops.
Z, are you going to share the link to the deck?
How do? Oh, okay. I guess I will just type it here.
Yeah.
I hope.
Let
I hope this actually is like a link.
Yeah.
This is actually a link in the comment. I hope this is a link. It
is not.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to share links.
What about this? Well, I think if it's in comment, you can copy it. You can copy and paste it. If you go to YouTube and view it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions we have? Maybe it's too early for everyone to ask questions.
Yeah, I don't see any other pop-up. I guess we can, you guys always can go to the Discord and ask any questions. We do have personnel managing and answering questions on Discord 24/7. So hopefully you should get a very speedy response. But yeah, I think if there's nothing else for now, then we can probably call it a day. And I think Z will see you guys next week then.
Yep, I'll see you guys in a bit. Yes, in like a couple of days.
Oh, in a couple of days.
Yeah, in a couple of days. Yep.
All right, calling it once, twice, sold. Okay, no more questions.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.